Hello, everyone. Continuing with our interesting interactions with learning and development and HR leaders, we bring to you another exclusive interview. Today, we have with us Rekha Shafee Ahmed. She is currently Director Experience Design, People Capability with Stanchart. She is passionate about leadership development and keen to be the leader that she would love to follow. With over 25 years of experience in her current role, her focus is to enable learning solutions that are agile, relevant, decentralized, and accessible. Welcome, Rekha.
Thank you, Apeksha. Lovely to connect like this. Thank you.
To begin with, Rekha, we would like to understand how do you see the current state of e-learning industry, not just in India, but globally?
What a wonderful question to begin with, Apeksha. I think e-learning industry definitely is an industry to be in now. All right. It is, in a simple word, yes, it's progressing very well. In fact, I just read a quick note somewhere from a research paper, which actually said that by 2025, this industry is going to almost kind of generate $325 billion. So that's the kind of scope and the growth that we are looking at. Having said that, let me also do a bit of a pause to clarify what we are connoting as e-learning, right? So I think that's important. We shouldn't really refer e-learning to just some of the traditional e-learning methods that a lot of organizations and learning professionals and learning architects have used to. So Apeksha, the way I look at it is, what is e-learning today? So it's not the old, the fancy PPTs, which had then a click next kind of a button and then it became accessible. That is not the e-learning we are talking about. The industry that we are talking about is completely changed, is changing. It's about mobile, it's about rapid e-learning, it's about MOOCs, it's about accessible e-learning, a lot of those. I think if we put that entire ensemble and say this is the e-learning, that's the industry I'm referring to. I hope it makes sense.
So, how large organizations can create an effective roadmap to implement e-learning programs successfully, especially seeing the past few months, which everyone has gone through with a lot of changes and all.
Always my philosophy here when you're looking at a roadmap is always look at with the end in mind. So begin with the end in mind. So I think every organization needs to understand for sure, like what is that journey that they're looking at. So while yes, today we are working in a very, very changing environment, it's very agile. It's sometimes we would say that, oh my God, it's a lot of ambiguous at that end. How do I know? Where do I start? But I think this is where organizations have to come into play to understand what is its purpose, what is the strategic intent, and why are we now wanting this learning. So learning and the formats of learning. So e-learning is just one part of it, right? So I mean, a simple philosophy of your 70-20-10, I think everybody is using that. And when you plug in the e-learning, earlier it looked like it was largely at the 10%, but it's not now. It's across the 70-20 and 10. So if you look at that, let's say that's the kind of purpose that you're looking, you work backwards and try and see now what is the adoption strategy. Starts with the people, starts with your own capability of the learning function in that organization. And if that is not skilled, then you're not really catering to the other, skill gap that you're trying to fix for the organization. Starts with the people in the learning function, and then you move further. Then here you're talking about the platform, the technology, whether you have the support, then comes the sponsorship from your senior stakeholders within the business, and eventually, are you catering to the learner? Let's understand in your roadmap, learner today has got no dearth for learning. He or she can access learning anywhere, anytime. So this roadmap that you are planning should also have those touch points. Eventually, it's about the learner. I think bring in a lot of human-centered design kind of approach in your roadmap. I think it really enables, it gives you that cutting edge for your organization. and for you to be therefore relevant. And I constantly use this word relevant because that is the need, that's the purpose.
Finally, how since these days a lot of focus has been on collaboration, so if you can share some thoughts on collaborative learning practices and their significance.
Lovely topic. Collaboration is my personal favorite, Apeksha. So I will start with me here before putting that generalized kind of view. Is I thrive well when I collaborate well. I perform well when I collaborate well. So I think there's a natural instinct for someone like me. When I need to do well, I need to collaborate. So what is necessarily, what do we say is collaborative learning? Is, it's not really a new word, I would say. Let's reflect back as a school kid and in school going days. We used to be saying, I'm going for my group study. I'm doing this combined study, right? That was all part of collaborative learning. There are a lot of children who would perform well or would score better because learning from each other, they were absorbing, much kind of better. So it's very important to understand what is your style when it comes to kind of, learning. Now, where do I see as collaborative learning, if you say, is I think it brings in a really positive reinforcement to somebody's learning. It really helps in retention of your knowledge far more than anything else. It helps you understand the failure points faster than anything else when you're kind of collaborating. And more importantly, I think it kind of really pushes you to go and seek learning, because then you're starting to, I think there is this human tendency, right? How much ever we want to not compare us to another individual, that subconscious mind will be telling you, oh my God, that person knows something better because I have sat and learned collaboratively. Now I need to gear and I need to up my sleeves. So this is what collaborative learning drives an individual. And I'm talking this in an organization perspective. And I'm also a firm believer that for an organization to do well, I think they need to create avenues of community of practice. It really, really enriches the organization. There's so much of best practice sharing that happens. See, nobody knows everything. So that is how collaborative learning helps you to connect with different people, know different things. This is an opportunity to kind of really network, leverage on each other's strength, and create that community and that thriving community that will perform. So I am a big believer of collaborative learning. I promote it quite extensively also actually in my organization. Yeah.
Thank you, Rekha. It was indeed a very insightful and lively conversation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Apeksha. I hope it's been useful and it is useful to people who are going to be watching it. And yeah, I will only part with a message to say that, yes, please keep building that community, be the champions. That's how we are going to thrive in this world.
Thank you, Rekha. Thank you for those words.
Thank you. My pleasure. Have a very good day, Apeksha. Look after yourself. Stay safe. Thank you so much.